Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the program. Pod Up with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. We got our normal Tuesday lineup. That would be the good old Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show. And we'll also have Trent Whittemore, second part of the program. And tomorrow we're supposed to have, obviously we'll have JC, but we're supposed to have Chris Harry from FloridaGators.com. Believe it or not, they started basketball practice, folks. So he will talk to us a little bit about Gator basketball. But first, let's head to the Titan MR hotline, and we're joined by Buddy Martin. Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, Shane. I'm doing great in this beautiful fall day, and except for the sneezing that comes with it. And yeah, you're going to be good to hear Trent tonight talk about that touchdown pass on that play, and I predict he's going to do a lot of things great at Florida before it's over because he's got all the skills, he's got commitment, and he's one of my favorite players.
Yep, he's a good kid. Known him for a long, long time. Coached him, coached against him, and yeah, we'll get his thoughts. Obviously, we tape him on Sundays, and we had some people shoot us some questions for him, and feel free to do that. You got to give them to us on Sunday, folks, after the game. So, but buddy, first of all, before we jump into the Gators, I know your show's going on during Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
But I refuse to even watch the regular telecast now. Yeah. I just think Peyton and Eli do such a great job. You know, they had Saban on last night, right?
I heard that. I couldn't switch it over. I had too much going on with my show and whatever. And they have become a smash hit for ESPN, and that's going to hurt their regular ratings. That's the thing about it. You have to wonder if this is going to change the way they do TV, and you wonder why they're not on the regular telecast.
Yeah, they should be. John says here on Facebook Live, did anyone else see last night on Peyton and Eli where Eli gave the double bird and ESPN forced him to apologize? I did. I was watching it. You know, as I said, they have four guests on, like one each quarter. And buddy, you know why Saban came on, right?
Recruiting.
Absolutely. Well, you know who he's really recruiting?
Yeah, Archie's grandson.
Yeah, Arch Manning, Cooper's son.
Yeah.
Because you know good and well, Saban ain't going to take time away from film study, especially with Ole Miss on deck.
Right.
Come on Monday Night Football. So I thought that was pretty funny.
We better watch out for Lane Kiffin. He's gunning for him.
Yeah, but Arch does not fit what Lane does. Yeah. I don't see that.
What did you do?
Yeah. He's like Peyton, but he's like right now he's like 6'4", probably 200 pounds, but he's got another year of high school.
Yeah.
But he can move around a little bit, but he's more of a pocket passer. I see him at three spots, in my opinion: Alabama, Texas, or Clemson. Clemson may be out of the picture now, but
wow,
I'll be shocked if he doesn't end up at Alabama. So
no room for him in Florida.
What's that?
Don't have any room for him in Florida.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't even be.
I know,
he wouldn't even be recruited.
Even if he wanted to come, there wouldn't be room for him right now.
Well, there would probably be room. Some of them other dudes would be leaving. He's pretty damn good.
Not AR-15. He ain't leaving.
Right. No, I wasn't even thinking about him. I was thinking about the younger kids than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's if you haven't watched it, folks,
it's good.
You need to watch it because it's way better than the regular telecast. I refuse to even watch it now. But give me your thoughts. Gators defeat Tennessee once again. It's kind of a foregone conclusion right now. Those guys can't compete with us. What did you think about the game?
Well, I thought it was a nice game for a couple of reasons. Number one, Emory Jones being the co-offensive player of the week. Some players that stepped up that we wanted to see, like Trey Dean had a big night on defense. It was a slow start again. I'm not sure what will happen if they ever get off to a good start because there was a little shaky moment there where the game was 4 points. You're thinking, which team is going to show up in the second half? You know, they always say Well, they're getting the ball back first in the second half. Yeah, okay, don't give me that. I hear that from every announcer. In this case, it did shake down that way. And in the end, Shane, a lot of things happened. Emory Jones showed great efficiency, I thought, and his running is better than even we thought. His passing was accurate. His leadership skills were good. And I loved how he was able to get some of Dan Mullen's specialty plays in on audibles. You just don't call a trick play like that Kodak play that you can. I'm sure you'll talk to today to Trent Whittemore. It's hard to sort of signal that in. You got to do a little prep for it. And apparently, they just signaled it in and they went for it, and Whittemore hit it for a touchdown. So I thought it was a positive. I like the way this team is improving a little bit at a time, and Tennessee was another notch in that as they go up the ladder and start playing. A lot of things about that game I like. Did not like some of the missed tackles, obviously, and the burn. The getting burned deep. That's not good. It's got to stop. But this team is making incremental steps, which is totally Dan Mullen's kind of football. You don't make big leaps, jumps, whatever. You make incremental steps. They made some incremental steps in areas they needed to do. They got to do it again now because this is not going to be easy in Lexington on Saturday night.
No. So, buddy, let me ask you this, because I heard a lot of this, because I usually wake up on Sundays and I kind of, before I get out of bed, look through Twitter. And as you mentioned, getting off to a slow start or what have you. Mm-hmm. Would you rather get off to a slow start and play better at the end of the game, or get off to a good start and play bad at the end of the game?
I want both.
Well, of course. Yeah. But has anybody ever played that type of game?
Well, of course, no. I get where you're going with this, and I understand it, and I'm not criticizing the effort. I'm just saying the question I have is, how good is this team? And have they played their best football yet? No. And you got a team that's got possibilities. I'm not a Kentucky believer like everybody's been all year. I said there's two teams I'm tired of hearing about. When you look at the records of Florida against them, Miami being one, they were fraudulent. Now, who is Kentucky? We're going to find out. I don't know. It could be a tough game. On the other hand, if Florida plays this game and plays its best football, they win by a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, back to the starting fast and playing well the whole game. There's one thing, that I always took from what Coach Spurrier said as a player. And it was before, he always said this. He was never a rah-rah guy, in the locker room. Before we ran out of that tunnel and at halftime, he said the same thing every game. Good things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. Just keep playing. And that's the truth. Yeah. I've never seen a football team play a perfect game. And the other team is going to make plays. There's nothing you can do about it because they do have coaches. They do have scholarship athletes. So they're going to make plays. But you just got to keep playing. Good things will happen. I agree. So
speaking of philosophy, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, I agree. So speaking of Kentucky, I'm with you, buddy. I think Kentucky's better only because, and they haven't played real well offensively the last 2 weeks, but I do think they're better because of the play caller that they brought in and the quarterback. At least they can kind of scare you throwing the football now, where in the past they couldn't. But yeah, so Kentucky, who the team, Kentucky is equivalent to Iowa State for me. Everybody gives Iowa State all this love.
Yeah.
They were ranked in the top 10. They already lost twice this year.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They're not very good either, but everybody wants to give them love all the time. But
what about Clemson? How they're doing, by the way? Oh, wait a minute. Well, they've lost twice.
They have, which is surprising how bad they are on offense. It is shocking. But it's good. Here's the thing about college football right now, buddy. Is there a dominant team this year?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, but this early, and by the end of the season, you want to play your best football in November, I expect a couple of teams will be there, including Alabama. Now, is there a chance they can get knocked off? Yeah, we've seen their vulnerability. Dan Mullen exposed it. Lane Kiffin's got a little something for Nick Saban, but probably not quite enough because Saban's team is capable of playing a lot better. But here's the thing about it, Shane. You know this. There's one thing Coach Spurrier also told you. You got to sustain the effort. You can't just show up when you want to and play at Saturday afternoon at 3:30, whatever. You got to be ready to play and sustain it. The really great teams sustain. I think Nick Saban's team will, but I think they're vulnerable. I think Florida is a really scary team for the SEC because their best football is ahead of them. And we talked on my show about this last night. You start your quarterback out there who's very efficient. I think Emory's got I know Emory's got new respect for a lot of people. You put him out there, he goes for a couple of long drives, which his game's is suited to. I mean, he can go that 10-play drive, as we've seen. And we saw against Alabama, 99 yards. So now, and if he's efficient, which is a good name, a good description of him, now, bam, in comes number 50, hits a big one. Even though, as you said last night, he'll miss the receiver, he'll get the wrong protection, he'll make a mistake, and yet his talent overcomes it. What in the world would they be if he was on his game? And by the way, Mullins says again, he held him out an extra week just to be sure that he's 100%. I'm not sure that 100% because those hamstrings are never 100% for years there. But think about what they can do with the Firefighter offensively if those two guys are on their game.
Yeah, and like I said, just because he says he's 100% doesn't mean he's going to play him this week because, Dan's smart. He understands that a hamstring can happen at any time. We had a question a few minutes ago. I can't find it now, but I don't remember who asked it. They asked, were we surprised that Arkansas Georgia's a noon game?
Yeah, I am.
I'm very surprised. I figured our game would have been around noon.
Yeah.
Because you got two top 10 teams. I don't know what Arkansas, I think they're ranked in the top 10 now, but why they're playing at noon, it's a little interesting there. But I know Kirby, I saw some of his presser. I don't know where I was and why it was on, but he kept saying, we need our fans to be ready to go, not at 8:01 in the evening, but at 12:01 for our game. Because I think he's concerned about that early start.
Yeah. Well, who dictated that was CBS. Look at the game they chose. Alabama, Mississippi for the 3:30 games.
Well, I have no problem with that game. But when you got two undefeateds like Arkansas and Georgia, I thought it would at least been the 7:00 game. I thought we would have been around.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. I would agree. So, and here's the thing about it. Is Arkansas 100%? Are they real?
I don't think they are. I think it's a great story. I think it's a wonderful story.
Yep.
They added some really – I saw them play last year because they were a good story last year, and I saw them in person in the Swamp, and I was like, this team is not very good.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot different this year, but I will say
they went and added about 4 players, especially defensively in the transfer portal, that has made them a much better team. But I don't see how they can compete with Georgia personally.
Oh, they can't. But there's the elite and there's the elite. And, right now, Florida's not even in that elite group. And you've got really only one team in that elite group and possibly a second. I'm not going to give it to Georgia just yet because I'm not convinced they can beat Florida. But elite is a really good word to use. You use it sparingly. The only elite team I see right now, and they really have a little bit of a struggle, I say struggle for them, is Alabama. And basically Georgia may be trending that way. I still believe Florida could beat Georgia.
I do too, but my eyes tell me that Georgia's looked more impressive than Alabama. Now again, Georgia looked really good against Clemson, but Clemson can't score against anybody.
They're not any good.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell right now. We got a text on the Titan More text line. It comes from Daryl. He says, good morning, guys. Buddy, you have made the comments before the season that you are tired of hearing about Kentucky. Well, I'm worried about Saturday night because we always struggle up there. What do you think about that?
Look, I understand it. I'm not saying they can't win. They can. Just don't sell them to me as a top 10 team and don't start telling me how great they are when they're struggling on offense. Levis is a heck of a good player and an improvement. They got the passing game now going for them. How good is their defense? On the other hand, they haven't played a Florida defense. As bad as we like to think Florida's defense is, it's still tough to play against. Let's see how he does you. Now, a couple of mistakes early can change everything. Kentucky can win the football game. It's an 8.5-point game. I'm just going to say it again. Florida is what Gator fans were hoping, getting better all the time. If this team starts clicking, Kentucky cannot stay on the field with this team. And as I say, a lot will depend on, who gets on the field, how they play, the defense, etc. But I really like Florida at 8.5 points, and I'm laying 8.5 points, and I'm not a gambler.
We got a Facebook Live brought to you by Mellon Law, the only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. Joe says, AR-15 is a redshirt freshman, I think. Could he be redshirted again? And if so, do you think Mullen may be thinking about redshirting again? Okay,
well, go ahead.
Here's how it works. In your program, he's a redshirt freshman, but technically he's still considered a true freshman because last year doesn't count.
Right.
But they went ahead and put your current year in there. So, yes, he could be redshirted again, meaning he could only play in 4 games, but that ain't going to happen. They're going to if he's ready to play, they'll play him some.
Yeah.
But that's a good question there.
Yeah, and by the way, he's not going to be here in 3 more years. I mean, they're waiting. Look at Anthony Richardson. He's going to be gone. He's going to be gone before his senior year. He's going to be in the draft.
Well, buddy, you can't project that.
Yes, I can.
You can?
I'm a talk show host. I can do the guy once.
Well, that's true. We'll see. But no, I think he'll. I do not think he will be redshirted this year.
I don't either.
Dan says if Florida gets up early, those Kentucky fans will not only be quiet, they will leave early. I've seen them leave when the game was still in reach. Yeah, it's going to be important for us, as Buddy said. You want to see us get off to a fast start. I think we have to weather the storm in the first quarter up there and not get behind. Be ahead or be tied.
I agree.
It would be interesting.
Yeah.
Turn your car or truck into a rolling billboard for your business or brand with an eye-catching vehicle wrap from Wrap Spot. This September, mention promo code Shane, receive 13% off your vehicle wrap. Speaking with Buddy Martin here on the Titan Tomorrow Hotline. We'll be joined by Trent Whittemore in just a few minutes. All right, buddy, real quick. So you talked about the defense. You know, it's amazing to me, and maybe I just don't live in the real world. Mm-hmm. How people, because I do not only my show, I do shows with Steve Russell. Right. I do shows with Coach. Mm-hmm. I get all the shows confused, and I don't know.
Shows with me too, Shane. Don't forget me.
Yeah,
you do shows with me.
I do your show too. Yeah. But you get these people, and you mentioned it a few minutes ago. You know, Tennessee hit the big touchdown pass. Mm-hmm. Well, then they hit a screen for a long. You know, they had 140 yards on 2 plays. I think they only had not even 300 yards for the entire game. Mm-hmm. But my point is, the other team is going to make plays, right? And it baffles me how when something like that happens. It's Todd Grantham can't coach. We need a new defense coordinator. Okay, so I would like for people to explain to me when we ran it down Alabama's throat, all those series and almost tied the game up. Are people concerned about Nick Saban being a coach?
Yeah, they're saying fire Pete Golden. You know, a Vine Bomb show. Literally, they said fire Pete Golden.
Let me tell those dumb folks that your head coach.
Those dumb what?
Dumb folks.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't say what you folks.
Okay.
Folks.
Okay, thank you.
Tell those folks that their head coach is a defensive-minded guy, mm-hmm. and he is in charge of your defense. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to fire anybody, fire that little joker that's won all those national titles. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, well, Shane, you're a coach. You know, that's why we're a good pair, because I look at the fan standpoint. You look at the coach's standpoint. That's okay. I get it. And I don't like it when they boo either. And I don't – some of the people are idiots. Let's be honest about it. That's how the game is. On the other hand, some of those quote-unquote idiots showed up big time in the swamp. And that crowd was raucous. And that's a great weapon that Florida has right now. Look at those W's. Not just a W, but they go to Lexington with the confidence that their fans are behind them despite the booing. And by the way, we talked about that yesterday, and a lot of people think they were booing Mullen on his play calling. But my point is that that's just the nature of this beast. This swamp was a really loud place last couple of times out. And by the way, I was surprised. People said, wow, it was pretty loud in there. Hello. Been around for a while. I believe a guy named Shane Matthews played there. So that's a weapon. That gives you not just the moment. It gives you a residual joy, confidence. And I think these players go to Kentucky with that confidence in their back pocket. And that's a big, big thing, not just for that night, but for the games to come. And by the way, they only got 3 more games in the swamp.
Yep. Facebook Live here. Tony asks, with athletes getting paid, AR-15 himself is what I see as a great I don't know what that means, a great leader, and you don't see him making enough money in college to possibly stay at all 4 years. I think it's a beautiful thing about paying these college athletes, especially one as big as him. Your thoughts? Like I told you, it's too small of a sample size right now. We have to see more. He's going to be a good player, but I will say this. He's going to make a bunch of plays, but he's not going to make as many plays as people have seen now that we're in the SEC play. I'm just buddy,
you mean this year you're talking about.
But okay, my point is he's had a small percentage of plays, and of those percentage of plays, they've all been explosive touchdown type plays. Once he plays a full course of a game, that's not going to happen. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Shane, I'm gonna have to coach you up. These are not just explosive plays. These are plays we haven't seen before.
Right, buddy. I saw the kid play.
And that's the problem. You
hundreds
saw
of games in high school.
You saw him play in high school. This ain't high school. He's doing it at the highest level, and he's doing it in a magnificent
that's
way.
My point. My point is he's not going to do that on a regular basis in the Southeastern Conference.
Okay, a regular basis.
What's a regular basis? I will be 100% wrong. I think he's going to be a phenomenal player.
What's a regular basis, Shane? What's a regular basis? Tell me what that is.
Okay. I don't have the stats in front of me, but let's just say he's had 20 plays in college football, and about 14 of the 20 have been explosive plays. That is a very high percentage. On a regular basis in a college football game, that's not going to happen. If that was happening, Dan Mullen would be playing him every down, because Dan realizes, like I told you, in the SEC, you cannot miss your protection, because you're not going to run away from guys in the SEC. Secondly, you're going to get hit in the back of the head. Third, you miss your hot read. Then you miss your primary read. You can't do that on a consistent basis, but what I'm saying. He's a phenomenal player. He's going to be a good player. But people are already trying to put him in the NFL after 20 plays. I don't understand that.
They know good when they see it. They know great when they see it.
And so
let me finish my thought. And I'll say, he doesn't have to do it every quarter, every down, every series, every game. The threat of him being able to do it changes the defense. You know this, Shane, and what they can expect. This is a conundrum for a defensive coordinator. Okay, when's 15 coming in the game? When's 15 coming? It's like having a great closer in baseball coming out in the ninth inning. This guy is exceptional. He is going to make a lot of money, either both in college and pro football. I'll tell you why. He also has a great heart. If you've seen some of these things, these videos, like him doing backflips on the concrete with a young boy, he's colorful. He's got game. He's apparently, I don't know the man, the boy. He's actually a man, I should say. I don't know him, but I can tell you he's very likable. He's a guy that is going to be here for a while. He's a homegrown guy. He's a nice looking kid. He represents well. He is going to be huge, Shane. Remember, I told you this, okay?
Buddy, I'm not arguing that with you. I'm not arguing that. I know the kid. I know the kid personally. I've worked with him a little bit. I coached against him. I'm just saying that the play. First of all, Dan's at fault here, because Dan has dialed up the perfect play most of the time he's been in there. Okay?
That's a bad habit.
Well, what my point is, if Emory or Del Rio or Kitna were in the same game on those two long passes against South Florida, would we be talking about them? I'm not arguing that he's not going to be a good player. I'm just people talking about putting him in the NFL after 2 years. Come on.
I didn't say after 2 years. I said after 3 years.
Well, after 3 years. I mean, look,
he's going to be
that's
gone.
a different
He's going to get
ballgame.
offered a big contract in 3 years to go someplace. Unless he gets hurt, he's got to pass his hamstring. We choose to disagree about this. This guy is a future superstar. All right.
Am I disagreeing with that?
Yeah, you are.
I'm not. No, I'm saying he's going to be a really, really good player for us.
Yeah. Beyond really good. Good.
I think it's way too early to talk about that. I think it's way too early.
People shouted me down for a couple of years on Kadarius Toney, and I kept saying, this guy's going to, oh, no, he doesn't run good routes. How's he doing in the NFL so far?
The problem is Kadarius ain't doing a damn thing at the NFL level.
He is. You see his highlight reel this week?
I did not.
The Giants
who watches the Giants play anyway?
I just saw the highlight. He made some ball plays. I mean, look, we can argue about what is great, what is good, whatever, who's going to play in the NFL. to have the talent level, this guy right now just is exciting. And Dan Mullen's excited, and the fans are really excited, by the way. And it's really been kind of good in a way that he was hurt, because it gave Emory his time, and Emory took full advantage of it. He deserves to be the starter. Even Emory said, he tweeted out, "I want my guy AR-15 back. We need him." That's a great thing. I love that. And I love these videos where you see, I know they're all kind of trumped up, when Richardson is giving awards to a teacher. I love to see him working with children, kids doing backflips. That's what this program needs. And then, by the way, he also can play a little bit.
I'm not arguing with anything you said, not one bit.
Why are you hollering at me all the time, Shane?
I'm not. My point is, it's a small sample size. He's going to be a very, very, very good player. That there's no question about that. I just got to see him play against. Here's the thing: we know he can run a football. We got to see him drop back, make good reads, and throw the ball accurately against SEC teams. Nobody's seen that. Okay, nobody has seen it. Right.
Right.
Okay, that's my point. Okay, I'm not arguing. And here's my point: even if he plays Saturday and plays not great, it has no bearing on what he's going to do in the future, because he just hadn't played a lot. And
okay, I'm going to close this argument out with this comment, and then we'll see what happens. When Kyle Trask went to Lexington and had never played a game, and what were you thinking at that point in time?
I had no problem with him playing, because he could throw.
But you didn't know that he never lined up behind an SEC.
No. He played. He played.
No. He came off the bench in Lexington. That's when he came off the bench and made his day.
He had played the seasons before in my.
He didn't play any. I mean, not enough. He didn't play enough. You could. Anyway, my point is, you didn't see that from Kyle Trask either. I'm saying to you, take Kyle Trask in Lexington when he came off the bench, and take Anthony Richardson. Where are they in that regard? Richardson even looks better, okay, at this point in time. And I love Kyle Trask.
You're just thinking about the running. Okay?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about playing the position, running and throwing, okay?
I'm going to disagree.
You know what your problem is? You don't know the game. You didn't play it enough.
I didn't play it enough, but I know a guy that can throw it. And
I'm just kidding you. Of course,
I had no doubts that Trask couldn't throw completions.
All right. I'm not going to argue with that. I'm just going to concede to you from now on.
Okay, so, buddy, my question to the defense, this is where I started with this. Yeah. I think the 2 and 3 most important players, and I've harped on this for the last 3 weeks, and it's why our defense is playing so much better, are the 3 transfer defensive tackles.
You have said that.
Hands down, not even close. Yeah. They have been crucial to the success of the defense.
Yeah, they're doing the dirty work, and they're doing it well. I do like to see Trey Dean making tackles like he's doing now. I do like to see some of the coverages getting better. I do like to see number 9. Gervon Dexter is a beast. I mean, he is. You don't see what he's doing up there to play game and to drive that offensive line crazy. He's fabulous, and they got to do better on the back end. Still making too many mistakes, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter's played better than he did last year, but he still needs to play at a higher level, because the other 3 have really brought it and allowed our.
Well, they're a lot more experienced. Dexter is.
No, I know that, but I mean, our outside guys have really been able to fly
Cox
around.
Has been a beast. He's looked great. Carter's been great. Yeah, you're right. They have, and by the way, the body's been playing pretty good. Not having Ventrell Miller, so yeah, I'm with you on that.
Joseph says on Facebook Live, Kyle Trask is good, but y'all act like he's the greatest QB ever. Y'all forgot he has NFL receivers all over the field catching for him, not to mention a stud tight end and good running backs.
Come on. I don't hear that. I saw the guy play every game, okay? I love Kyle Trask. I'm not saying Richardson's better than him. I'm just saying take them and take the beta copy. Take them in their first game starting. Where were they? Right now, Richardson is ahead of where Trask was the night he came off the bench to play for Florida. Nobody, and I mean nobody, Shane, not even you and Mullen, knew what you were getting when Kyle Trask came on the field in Lexington. And for Felipe Franks, and basically that was the end of Felipe Franks.
But here's the thing, buddy. Here's the thing. I'm going to disagree with that too, because Mullen knew. I mean, when you watch a guy in practice throw completions, he's probably going to go into a game and throw completions. He's smart, so you know what you're going to get. You're not going to get the wow factor that you're going to get from a guy leaping over a defender. It's
Wait
a
a minute.
different
You're just
type
saying
of
the
quarterback.
opposite of what you said just now. But you said I haven't seen Richardson go out up against an SEC team and do anything yet. That's the opposite of what you just said. You didn't see Trask going in the game either and playing
Buddy,
at a
I
high
saw
level.
Trask played in multiple
No,
SEC games.
but he didn't start on the road
That
as
doesn't-
night game. He didn't. All right, we're not communicating now. I'm not going to let you have it both ways. Pick
No,
one or the other.
I'm not going both ways. My point is, so make sure I understand what you're saying. You're saying what Trask came off the bench against Kentucky, led the win, was great. Yes, I agree. But Trask had played. It wasn't like Trask had never taken a snap in a Southeastern Conference game. And when you come off the bench like that, this sounds silly, but there's no pressure on you because there's only one way the team can go, and it's either up or down. We're already down. But my point is, we have not seen Anthony play in the SEC, okay? I just want to make this clear. I think he's going to be a hell of a player for us. But we have to see him play against the Southeastern Conference athlete. We have yet to see that. Will we see it this week? Maybe, maybe not. But my point is, Trask had played in multiple SEC games. He had not started one. He came off the bench in a mop-up duty, just like he came off the bench in the Kentucky game. Okay? So I don't know where my point is different.
Shane, I never thought I'd see you turn into a get off my lawn guy. Okay.
I just don't. I'm just trying to state facts here.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to let you do it both ways, though. Okay.
Okay.
Don't come crying to me
it?
whenever if Richardson gets out there, if he goes out and throws 3 touchdown passes. All right. Don't
And
come crying to me.
I'll be like, that's a damn good performance.
Well, he's been hurt. Trask wasn't hurt. Listen, I'm a Trask guy. Okay.
Trask had like broken legs and arms, and I mean, he was always hurt. I don't understand where I'm seeing both sides of the fence here because I'm not.
Okay. Let's let the jury decide whether you are or not. Okay, you're listening.
Yeah. Okay. Before we let you go, buddy, I don't know if you watched the Ryder Cup or not, but it was
course I
good.
did.
It was a massacre.
Yes, it was unbelievable. That's a good name for it. Massacre was good, and it was. And what I loved about it was the Olympic spirit. They went on. They even got DeChambeau and Koepka. I know you hate DeChambeau to hug it out at the end of the team meeting and the party afterwards. And I think that was great. They put team above self, which I like, although you don't play that team the rest of the year. It's all for yourself. I loved it. I think it's a great Olympic spirit. It was one of the best Ryder Cups ever. And after 20 years, the U.S. is finally back and maybe is going to be dominant. I thought it was terrific. Great play by this team. Young players.
No, it's outstanding. Why? I want to ask you, why do you think it was the best Ryder Cup ever? Because of the way we won it?
Well, for if you like your country, you want to root for the Olympic spirit. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a long time since the American Ryder Cup team has done well, and they got better players, we think. But the thing about them was they got knocked was that Europeans had a better team. While the Americans had the better players. And now U.S. have got a team. And kudos to Steve Stricker, who, by the way, provided his press conference. And I always kidding about that. It was a wonderful day for Stricker on a Wisconsinite, the guy who got to see it happen right there in Whistling Straits. And what a terrific venue that was. I really enjoyed it. Although match play sometimes it gets a little boring at times. But I thought it was terrific. And it might transform golf a different way. And the U.S. is back.
Yeah, if they keep this team together, obviously it probably won't be the same exact team because they have to qualify and the captain's choices. And all. Can Stricker be the next time they have this? Can he? No, be the captain again?
He can't be the captain again. No, I'm pretty sure you get a one-shot deal. It could be. I guess you could be a vice captain or whatever they want to call it. They're saying now that it's going to be Tiger or Mickelson, one of the two. And Stricker did his job and did it the perfect place in his home state. And he said early on, look, I'm not putting up any of this crap from players not liking other players. We're not going to deal with that. And Stricker's a quit. I said, go get it done. I don't want to hear about it. And that was the perfect way to handle it, as we saw with the two of them hugging it out. So happy. I thought DeChambeau played really well. I know you hate him. I know you don't like
him. I just don't like him.
Yeah, you do. You hate him. Let's
Hate's
be honest.
a strong word, but
yeah, I know you hate him. You know you hate him. Your guy's Koepka. Okay. That's okay. I mean,
I don't like Koepka. I like everybody on that dang Ryder Cup team, and DeChambeau's like my least favorite. I wouldn't say hate, but he didn't act a fool like he does on the golf course. With this team because he couldn't. I just don't like it when he calls people out and things like that. I just don't think that's right in
Some of
golf.
the fans actually like that pretty well. But anyway, the point is, it was a good looking team, and they did well. They put team above self, which I liked, and they played lights out. I don't even know who good deserves most of the credit. I can't pick one guy. They were just all good.
Let me ask you this, buddy, and I don't know if I asked you this on your show last night, but why in the Ryder Cup fans are allowed to heckle?
Yeah.
And they can't in a regular golf tournament.
It's called jingoism, and this is a term. And Britain's been doing it for years too. UK's been doing it for a long time. It's part of the game. I don't like it. It sort of goes against the grain of the sportsmanship theme, which is what golf is all about. Probably started in after Justin after the guy from Texas, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he made the big putt up in Boston. They ran onto the green and wound up cheering, and the Euros didn't like it. It's just part of that, and they allow it because it's a different kind of sport. It's different, and it's part of the game. I don't like it in that part of the game, but it is what it is. By the way, it's the same thing with the fans. They boo and cheer. I don't like that, but it's part of what you get when you open the gates up to the fans and give them a little alcohol.
Yeah, buddy, I want you to hear This Day in Sports brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. Comfort Temp's now hiring $1,000 signing bonus. Give Comfort Temp a call, 352-376-2366, because you love this team. I think you do. 2020, the Stanley Cup Final, the Tampa Bay Lightning claimed their second championship in franchise history with a 2-0 Game 6 win over the Dallas Stars. Aren't you a Lightning, or is it you're more Rays?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
No, it's not a question. It's This Day in Sports. So on this day in 2020, the Tampa Bay Lightning won their second Stanley Cup title.
I was there for that game. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I wasn't before that. I wasn't there for the last one.
Okay. No, I couldn't remember if you like the Lightning or the Rays better, or you like both.
Oh, right now I like the Rays better.
Okay.
I mean, look, they're doing this. It's fun to watch this team. And I've probably watched them 60 games this year, and I'll watch them again tonight before my show. I'm enjoying baseball as a fan. I like being a fan of baseball again. I've really enjoyed it. By the way, it's also an anniversary of something else. Tim Tebow's speech, The Promise.
Against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I picked Ole Miss to win that game, buddy. I don't know if you've heard that story.
Well, yeah, I did hear that story, and I'm tired of hearing about it, okay? Because your Mississippi blood's coming out on you, buddy, okay?
Well, no, it was the perfect setup for us to have a noon game after beating Tennessee with Ole Miss having really, really good skill guys coming into town. Houston Nutt had a track record of winning having big upsets on the road.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what you do on radio, right, is pick an upset. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't, oh, well. But
I had a bunch of Ole Miss fans calling me back in those days, telling me before the game they were going to win. I thought, no way. When they couldn't make the first down, remember, Tim Tebow, 1 yard, couldn't make it. I was doing a post-game show with Brady Ackerman, and he said, that's it, it's over. I said, what's over? He said, no national championship. I said, that's a little early. No, they're done. They'll never win a national championship. Well, I guess he was wrong.
All right, buddy, who you got on the show tonight?
Tonight we're bringing in some fresh meat, shall we say, okay? And Cassidy always does a great job, but her new partner is going to be Graham Hall. And you can't be calling them knuckleheads anymore, okay? You can't call them double trouble, all right? It's Graham and Cassidy on the show tonight, and they'll let me talk for a minute, and they'll run me off, and they'll carry you. Great stuff. Two young, very promising people have good thoughts, and looking forward to seeing the show tonight.
Awesome,
and
buddy. Good
can
stuff.
I say one other thing? I've got Gene Wojciechowski on my show this week, coming up on Best Fridays in Football. He's a guy that's a great story. Yeah, Wojo used to work with me in Denver, and he's a really good guy. He has some great stories. So looking forward to Gene Wojciechowski.
Is he still with ESPN? He's still with ESPN.
Oh, yeah,
right?
He does the major story every week. I'm not watching a whole lot of game day. I'm watching SEC, the SEC show. On game day, I watch a little of the first hour. I don't really care about Wisconsin and Iowa and all those teams. I just don't care about it anymore.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff as always, buddy. Make sure you tune in tonight for the Buddy Martin Show. It's on Facebook Live about 9 p.m. Good stuff, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Shane, you're not mad at me, are you?
Why would I be mad, buddy?
Because I was arguing with you pretty good today.
Hey, that's good stuff. Everybody has their own opinions, right?
Just let me know if I get over the top.
All right, that's all good. Thank you, buddy. We're going to take our first time out, come back. We'll have Trent Whittemore, number 14 for the Florida Gators, join us on the Titan and More Hotline.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, Cornerstone Financial, McDonald's of Gainesville, My IT Masters, Gainesville Neon and Signs, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Are you tired of being sidelined by nagging pain? Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and Dance with the Stars champion. Happy to tell you about QC Kinetics and their biologic therapies for treating pain without drugs or surgery.
Are you suffering from chronic pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, or lower back? Are you tired of living with arthritis pain? QC Kinetics offers natural pain treatment that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints.
Listen, I know pain, and I've seen firsthand how powerful biologic therapies can be. Patients at QC Kinetics rave about their result because they're getting their lives back. They are getting moving again.
These exciting regenerative treatments used to be available only to pro athletes like Emmitt. Now they're available to anyone thanks to QC Kinetics. Call today for your free consultation.
Get long-lasting results from my friends at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. In North Central Florida, call 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Center State Bank is now South State Bank, but they still put business first. They understand that small businesses need a community business partner that they can rely on. South State still has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Banking forward, member FDIC. We're now going to go to the Titan MR hotline, and we're joined by Florida Gator wide receiver Trent Whittemore. Good morning, Trent. How are you?
Good morning, Coach. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Well, let's get right to it. Obviously, a big win against Tennessee. Anytime you can beat an SEC opponent, it's a huge accomplishment. But you got your first career touchdown pass. Tell us all about it.
Well, play we've been running during practice throughout the week. I wasn't quite sure if we would go to it, but we were in a play and had a look call on, which means we were going to check over to the sideline to make sure we liked the play called. We looked over and they checked to a trick play, which kind of surprised me that they would do it, with just maybe like 15 seconds on the play clock. But we jumped into the formation right quick and it opened up nice and I threw it in there and he caught it. And I don't know, pretty surreal, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know you did play some quarterback in high school. I guess what I wanted to ask you is, because usually, I didn't realize that y'all checked to it, but if they had just called the play initially, you probably would have figured out a way to take your glove off your throwing hand, right?
I thought during the week, about taking it off, but I thought it might look suspicious if I took it off. So I made sure I had a towel on during the game, which I usually do, but I made sure I had one on. So as soon as they called it, I just kind of reached back to the towel, made sure my glove was decently dry. And then it worked out well that, the ball didn't get stuck in my hand. So it worked out.
Yeah, it was a good throw. We got a couple of texts here on the Titan MR text line that people sent over the weekend. Chris wants to know, ask Trent how long they have been working on that double pass. Was this something that, I guess you said y'all week, but obviously it's a play y'all worked on during training camp, right?
Yeah, it's a trick play that Coach Mullen has had in his bag of tricks for a while. KT ran it a couple times while he was here. So it's one that we go over during camp, and then, if whatever's in that week, we're going to run it throughout the week. So it was in this week as well. So we had plenty of reps at it.
And were you always the number one candidate to run that since you played a little high school quarterback, or are there any other receivers? Because, usually back when I played, we ran a ton of double passes with Willie Jackson and Alonzo Sullivan and Jaquez Green, all those guys, because they were like high school quarterbacks. Did y'all have like an argument with Coach Gonzalez of who was going to get to throw it?
Yeah, there was some guys upset that they didn't get to throw it. Coe played some high school quarterback. Baby J, Jaquan Frazier, he can throw as well. There's other guys who can throw, either baseball backgrounds or played quarterback in high school. But Coach Mullen went with me this week, and I'm not complaining about it. So,
yeah, we're speaking with Trent Whittemore here on the Titan MR Highline. Okay, Trent. So we ahead at I can't remember. I think we were ahead at halftime, but we hadn't played great. What was Coach Mullen's message? Because we looked like a totally different team in the second half.
Yeah, I think kind of similar to last week. We just shot ourselves in the foot a couple of times. I know defense gave up some, uncharacteristic big plays on some maybe missed assignments or missed tackles or something like that. So kind of just the general message across the whole locker room was stick to the game plan and just execute. And we came out in the second half and did that. I think it was 21-0 in the second half. So yeah,
played real well in the second half. I wanted to ask you, I thought Emory played extremely well yesterday, ran the ball well, threw the ball well. Do you think, and I think Anthony will probably play this week, Coach Mullen said that he feels like he'll be 100% ready for Kentucky. But do you think the last two games, Emory's kind of taken that step? Do you think it's because he knew the entire game was his, that Anthony wasn't coming in for a certain series or what have you?
Oh, yeah, maybe that. I think that could have, played a little part in just helping him be comfortable. But like you said, I think last night he got in such a rhythm. He was making guys miss in the run game. And then just being himself in the pass game, making great reads. Had a couple plays where, he might have had pressure. He just went ahead and put it in a spot where it was kind of us or nobody, I thought he was just really sharp on the whole night. Like I said, just making great reads and then using his feet to get out of sticky situations.
All right, Trent. So this is we've played one road trip, but it really wasn't a road game. It was in Tampa. How will y'all approach practice? Obviously, it's a little bit different this year. Last year, you didn't really have to practice with crowd noise because of COVID. But Kentucky, everybody was giving Kentucky all this love at the SEC Media Days. They still are undefeated. For some reason, they're not a ranked team, I don't think. But it's going to be a hostile environment because we don't really play well there. And I know as we were taping this on Sunday, but what is going to be the approach that Coach Mullen and the staff has getting you guys prepared for Kentucky?
Yeah, I mean, whenever we go play a big game on the road where we know crowd noise is going to be a factor, we, turn on some speakers during the offensive periods of practice, just get ourselves used to fully relying on signals and maybe different types of snap counts that'll be useful. But I'm sure we'll be ready. Everybody's played with noise before. It might have been a while, but, even in your own stadium, there's noise and you can't hear much. And I think the guys are used to, playing in crazy environments. And, of course, it'll be something to get used to maybe on the first drive or so, but we should settle in nicely, I feel like.
I wanted to ask you about crowd noise because I want to say we go on the clap, right?
We do.
As a receiver, obviously, your job is to watch the football. But I've never played. I mean, the clap came on, well after I was done playing. But can the lineman actually hear that with crowd noise?
I mean, it seems that way. I mean, I know other teams come into the swamp and clap, although I think Alabama started going on like a, hand signal later in the game just because it was so loud. I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, I've never been, down on the line like that, but
yeah,
we'll probably have, some sort of silent cadence that we'll bring with us just in case, nobody can hear anything.
Yeah, we're speaking with Trent Whittemore here on the Titan MR hotline at Chris Doring Mortgage. They do mortgage lending right, helping home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage today, 352-244-0840. All right, Trent. So as you said, we sit at 1-1 in the SEC. I want to ask you, a lot of the comments after the Alabama game by a lot of the players were, we're going to see Alabama again. But again, if you don't take care of business every week leading up to the Georgia game, we won't see Alabama. Is the old cliche, take it one game at a time. Is that kind of how it is in the locker room, that you guys are just focused on the next opponent?
Yeah, definitely. I think that our staff does a great job of, coming with a detailed game plan every week, no matter if we're playing, like a team the first couple weeks of the season that's out of a small conference, or if we're playing, Bama or Georgia or something like that. So I think that it requires the players' focus, no matter what week, and requires you to lock in on the opponent. And I think we do a great job of that. And I think we'll be ready for everybody each week, even if it's not, a nationally, big game.
So you need to tell Coach Mullen he needs to put in the wide receiver screen to Trent Whittemore and throw it back to Emory across the field. I scored against Kentucky on that play. So it'd be a perfect time to run it up in Lexington. All right. So you take that, I'll draw it up and send it to you, but tell him you want to throw another touchdown.
All right. I'll put a word in.
All right, Trent, we appreciate it, buddy. Stay safe, and good luck against Kentucky.
All right, good. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's Trent Whittemore. Join us on the Titan MR hotline. We're going to take our final timeout. We come back, we'll wrap up this Tuesday edition.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Wrap Spot, Okito America, Gators Dockside, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Visor's Tailgate and Rooftop Bar, located on top of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point, is now open Thursday through Saturday. Visor's covered open-air bar is the perfect place to gather after work or meet up with friends. You'll love the handcrafted cocktails and elevated shareables available every Thursday through Saturday. Visor's Tailgate and Rooftop Bar is perfect for fans of great food, great drinks, and great weather. Visor's not required. High spirits are highly encouraged. Visit spurriers.com/visors.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. I want to thank Buddy Martin from the Buddy Martin Show, and also Trent Whittemore joining us on the Titan MR hotline. Remember, we take Trent every Sunday evening or afternoon, and if you ever want any questions from the game thrown at Trent, make sure you send them to us via Facebook or Messenger. I'm not sure how that works, or even on the via Twitter. We'll make sure we get those answered from Trent. We appreciate him taking the time to join us. Tomorrow's program, we'll have JC. We'll also have Chris Harris from FloridaGators.com talking Gator basketball. They've already started, folks. It's right around the corner. Hope you enjoyed today's program. Today's show's a wrap, brought to you by Wrap Spot. We'll see you tomorrow.